welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. And this is a card, and I love it. It's just really simple, and yet it has a lot of layers, and it's fun to do. So we're going to do it, though, not with the paper pumpkin. We're going to do it with one of our new online exclusive DSPs. So these are only orderable. Well, you can only see them online, and they're gorgeous. Let me grab the pack. Let's grab the one that's not open yet, and you guys can see all these beautiful papers. Let me just get that open. And they match with the translucent florals, is what it coordinates with. So from what I understand, this was purchased with the idea that we'd have a celebration at this time, and we're not having one. So these are online exclusives. Okay, so the backs, I like the backs of them because they're real simple. There's not a lot. They're all just like this. They're just a beautiful background paper, basically. The green has a dark green on this one, and these are the leaves. This one I really like. This is just me. I don't know why. It reminds me of when I was a little girl. So, and then the back of that one is orange. This one is a really big flower. The die does not cut these flowers out. So, and this one is the fresh freesia, and we are using that one today. And then the leaves again. There is a stamp in the set that's similar to these leaves. So, and this is a beautiful soft sea foam, I would say. It could be used with a lost lagoon as well. It's really pretty. And then this one, this is another one of my favorites. And it is the granny apple green on the back. So they are beautiful papers. They go well with this stamp set. They go well with anything. They're just such pretty papers. So good colors in them. So today I'm using Blackberry Bliss, and let's start with my card base is 8.5 by 5.5. I'm just going to scooch all these things off of here because I didn't score this. And then I'm going to score at 2 1/8. 2 1/8. Let's put the cutting blade down. And 4 1/4. And 6 3/8. So it's like every 2 1/8 inches, basically. So 6 3/8. So 6 4/8 would be there. So 6 3/8. I'm going to guesstimate. I don't want to guesstimate. I'm going to get my scoring board. That one is just right in a spot that's hard for me to tell what it is. So let's grab my scoring board here. So 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. It's much easier there. Okay. Now I've got it scored. I'm just going to work on it flat. I'm not going to, well, no, I should fold it and burnish it before I put my papers on. So that way I know it's straight. Okay, so it's folded and burnished. I have to work a little further up today. I'm going to move this down towards me a little bit. There we go. See if that doesn't put it where I can reach it a little bit better. I have short arms. Okay, so here is our card. And we're going to start with attaching our designer series paper to our Blackberry. So the designer series paper is cut at, let's do the Blackberry first. The Blackberry is cut at um, 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And then the designer series paper is cut at 5 by 1 5/8. And of course, you'll find all these measurements. I will get them on my blog, along with a couple other things that I've got hanging that are not on there yet. I'm just so far behind, but you know what? I'll catch up, or I'll just go on from here. And that may be what I do, is just go on from here. So I know last week I gave you all the measurements for the project because I didn't think I would get it on for a while. It's still not on there. I'm so sorry. It's not on my blog. And I'll go back and try to get those on. But it's just been a crazy life for me. I landed at the airport on the 13th and came in. It was 8 o'clock in the evening and it was dark, and I looked out the window and said, where'd my summer go? Gee, it's all over. So it's been a busy, busy summer. Started in April and just kept going. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere one of these to each of those panels that I created with the scoring. And just leaving that 1/8 inch border all the way around. So on this one, I'm going to attach it to the second panel. On the third panel, I normally would not attach this white to this. I would leave it out. I'm doing it because we're doing it online, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it in my stash. And so normally I would leave this out until I had written on it. I would go ahead and attach the Blackberry Bliss, but I would leave out the white so that I could write on it. And I'm just going to attach it right there, because this is the panel that I would write on. And then I would just put some glue on it and slip it in there. So. Okay, this was really an old card style. I needed to come up with something quick when I was doing my paper pumpkin. And because, like I said, I had a class. And so this is really kind of an old card style. We used to do this, we did this years ago. Okay, now this is cut at 7 by 3.5, and then I scored it at 3.5. So I have that center piece that we're going to work on next, and I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss that is cut at, I'm going to use my liquid glue. I'm just better with my liquid glue. This is cut at 3.25 by 3.25, which makes it super easy to remember. And we're going to attach it there. And I have another one of those, same size, 3.25 by 3.25. Right there. Okay, then I have a piece of basic white. Then I'm going to put on top of that. You don't have to do this many layers. I like layers. I'm a layer person. The more layers, the better. I don't know why. Because a long time ago when I started, that's all we had was layering. We didn't have all this fancy, maybe a circle punch and layering. And that was kind of it. So we did a lot of layering just to give our cards a nice, fun look. Okay, so this one is stamped. I mean, it's the designer series paper. And I tried to find pieces, cut it from somewhere that had some characters, some darkness. This has a little bit here. And then I embossed it. And I embossed that with the Splatters embossing folder. So I'm just going to put this one on top. You wouldn't have to use the designer series paper. You could do the same thing using the Fresh Freesia cardstock. You kind of get the same look in some ways. Or you could have done, use the brushes, the blending brushes, and given myself something just like that. So, okay. Next, I have my greeting. Did I not get out? I didn't get Blackberry Bliss. Let me grab a Blackberry Bliss ink pad. And I'm going to use the greeting from this stamp set that says, where's the greeting? Okay, I know it's right here somewhere. Do you guys ever do that? I know it's here. I just had it. That's so funny. It's not funny. Okay, it's the greeting. Oh, right here. Wishing you all the happiness in the world is what it says. And so that's what I'm going to use for my circle here. And it fits in there just perfect. This was cut. The circle was cut from the from the Stylish Shapes dies. And then the background here was cut from the Deco circle dies. So I'm just going to attach this onto here. Just like that. And then I'm going to put dimensionals on that one. And I already have those out. And just going to pop that up there. Oops. Oh my goodness. Look what happened. I turned it over too soon. Okay. Put that on there. Okay. Sorry guys, I got off camera, huh? Let's get this out of the way. Then we'll be on camera. Okay. Now for stamping. This stamp set is a unique stamp set. I want to say it's distinctive, but I don't think it is. No, it doesn't say it is. So it's not considered a distinctive stamp set, but it kind of stamps like one. But I'm going to show you something. If you stamp this stamp, I'm sorry. Oh, allergies. I'm so sorry. Okay, if you stamp this stamp, my pad has been used for 2 years, 3 years. This came out 3 years ago, this color. This is Fresh Fuchsia. And if you stamp it, if you ink it really hard, we're going to find out what kind of ink stampers we are, huh? If you ink it hard and you stamp it, it looks kind of like a blob, and you also get little dots in it. So you don't want to do there. That's a good one to show you. And I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me just put my camera down here for a minute. See how that is? It's just got dots in it all over it. Yeah, that is not good stamping. So let me show you good stamping. So what we're going to do is I'm going to clean that off. And I'm just going to gently tap on it and stamp on here. Oh, I still got it. I've still got too much on my stamp. So you see those dots on there? That's not what we want. We want a nice clean image. So let's just get a little ink on there and stamp it again. There, that's much better. So just gently on the pad, very gently on the pad, and then onto the paper. Oops, I got something on my stamp. Same thing for the leaves. You're going to do those exactly the same way. They are the same kind of stamp. So when you do the leaves, now if you have too much ink on your pad, take a spoon and wipe your pad, just like that. Okay, so if you're finding that you can't, there's too much ink on your pad and you can't get that to not stamp right, then clean your pad. Look at how much better that looks than that one. Okay. All right. So the green is the same way, or the leaves. So no matter which part you use, if you use one of the large stamps, it's the same thing. You just want to tap gently and press. You want to press good on your paper. You just want to go gently on that ink pad. So, okay, something else I want to show you while we're doing this is when you're coloring. So I put Wink of Stella on this. There's my, let me grab mine that I have. I've already die cut them. So I stamped them and I die cut them. And so with my Wink of Stella, I'm going to tap. I'm not going to brush. I'm going to tap on it because I don't want it to smear, and it will smear all over. And you guys are going to have to excuse me for a minute. I have to go let my dog out. He's at the door and he wants out. And he's standing there crying. Okay. All right. I'm so sorry about that, but he's just going to stand there and cry until I let him out. So sometimes those things happen, don't they? And of course, at the most inconvenient time. Okay, also on the leaves, when you do those, you want to, also you want to dab. You don't want to brush or, otherwise what will happen is your ink will smear and it won't have the same look. You'll have lost all that you worked so hard to get by stamping it correctly. So there we go. Okay, so let's go back to this. And I am going to put this on here. I also have a little image that I stamped here that we're going to attach as well. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on that. I'm not sure where it's going, so we're just going to go with it here. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to put this flower like this. I know that. So I'm going to put this up in here as well. I want that in front of it. I almost think I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off. I have my dimensionals already on the back of here. I'm going to peel this top one off. What I want to do is I want to attach this to the flower. So now it's dimensional, but it's dimensional behind the flower. So I am going to attach another dimensional. Grab one of those. And I'm going to attach the the leaf to the flower with the dimensional, just like that. So now it's attached to the flower. And we're going to put that on here. I think I want it there. Maybe I don't want that there. I think I'll go like that. I don't want them directly across from each other when I put this one in. So I have one for down here. I'm going to put that one on the side, kind of. Sometimes that's the hardest thing on the whole card, is figuring out where the leaves go, because I don't want it right here, because then it would be exactly across from that. Okay, I did die cut this little tiny flower center, and I think I will put it there. I was not going to. I wasn't sure I wanted to or not, but I think I will. So I'm going to put just a little blue on there. If I use a glue dot, it will pop it up just the littlest bit. So let me see where my glue dots are. I know they're on this table. Right here. Oops, put my hand on it. It will give it just a little bit of dimension that way, but not a lot. And I have used Wink of Stella on that. I'm going to put that right in the center of my flower. Okay. Then I have this little flower that I die cut, and it was in the set as well. I love this little flower. It's so sweet. And I've already put Wink of Stella on it. And I'm just going to put that right down there on the edge of there. And some bling. Okay, for the bling, I love the bling that we have for the in colors. So the in color bling is very interesting. So this is my package of in color bling. And it has this yellow, which is wild wheat. It has a blue, but these colors, this doesn't have to just go with wild wheat. It goes with Daffodil Delight. It would go with our new lemon lime here. Yes. One on there. And we'll put the large one just right up in here because there's nothing up there. Okay, let's get this card together. So this is the easiest card to put together as far as, because it's got panels and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive on both ends, just like that, of that 7 by 3.5. And I'm going to lay it on my card, top to bottom centering, but I'm really, really, really focusing on this center line to start with. So I want my two center lines to match up. My center fold line. So this one and this one need to match. And then, oops, let's give it a minute to dry. That's the problem with the glue. I have another leaf. Should I put it up here? Oh, maybe down here underneath this flower. Let's do that. I have an extra leaf here I cut. So let's just add that in under that flower. There we go. That's a little more green. Okay, so let's see if it's dry yet. And when it folds up, it's perfect. And that will fit in an 8.5 by, 8.5. Oh, that would be a big envelope, wouldn't it? That will fit in our standard envelope, the 5 3/4, I think, something like that, whatever our standard envelope is. This will fit in a standard envelope. See, I can put it in one of my, I have one of these handy, and it'll fit right in there. You may have to pad it if you're shipping it, sending it in the mail. I would say to pad it, and you'll probably have to pay a little extra for shipping because it is a little thick. I'd say it's more than the 1/4 inch thick that they require. So, yeah. So it does fit in a standard envelope. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this. I'm getting a low battery on my phone already. My phone didn't charge last night, evidently. And you can find me at stampwithdeb.com, and I will see you next Wednesday morning. Thanks for joining me.